Hi everyone, this is Ishika Kesarwani this side, and I welcome you all to the Tech Podcast. Today we are having Kaustubha Shravan with us. We can first start with your introduction.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaustubha and I'm a senior site reliability engineer in Dell, and I have nearly 10 years of experience into IT, and I've completed many certifications in Google, AWS as well as Azure. So I have I'm presently into a site reliability engineering in Dell, where we are responsible to uh, keep the reliability and the availability of the systems up according to the SLEs. So that's one of the part of the work we are doing here in Dell. So very excited to be a part of this podcast, and thank you, Reskill, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. So, what has your contribution towards the community till now, and why do you say that one should take a part in this, and how is it going to help them out in their career?
I can say that communities helped me a lot to understand what is the new technologies or what are the tools that have been developed in the present scenario, where you can't be present in every part of the world to know what is going on. So that's where COVID taught us to be offline, and even though you're sitting comfortably in the part of your home, you're able to learn anything happening in anywhere of the world. So that's where communities helped me, and I started being a part of Google communities and as well as the Azure communities. And I'm into their Discord servers, where people keep posting about the opportunities, certifications, and the different technologies that have been developed in present scenarios. Like you can take, say, future technologies like all the AI tools which are being used, and the machine learnings that are available and which are changing at a rapid pace, or industrial robots. So, how are they changing the quality of the goods or improving the speed of the production related issues? So many things have been learned by just being a part of the community, and there are very places where you can contribute to the open source and be a part of them too. So it will give you an it'll give you an introduction to how the production type issues will look like, even though you're in an engineering, or even though if you're still in the learning phase. It will give you an outlook like what will come in my production, and what can be done to it, and what are the issues, and how are others solving, and how are they learning, and how are they adapting. So it will give you idea into what a life of an software engineer or site reliability engineer, anyone. It will give you an outlook of the work they're doing. Maybe that is necessary, and you'll start meeting new people, new community, and start learning new things which can't be taught in just college, and which can't be taught just by reading books. You'll be getting to know many new people and learning new things. So that's where the communities help you, and it starts molding you into a new person. You start understanding that there is a world outside your studies, and that world is the real world which you'll be facing within few years. So maybe that's the reason you need community to learn new things and adapt to them.
That's great. You also talked about certifications, right? So, how can a certificates can help a student to start their career, and what are some of the certifications that you suggest them to start with?
Yes, certifications in the sense like they give you now presently, if you take for Azure for example, there are some hands-on labs where you can try out the issues or try out the things which you've learned. So it will give you the understanding of the fundamentals instead of directly jumping into the role you're going to take. You will have hands-ons on your labs, and it will give you the skills to excel in your job. So presently you're studying, and few years down the line when you're going to go into a new job, you need to know what are the knowledge and what is the knowledge to do well in those interviews, and how will the system react if you change certain metrics and all. So you can try all these things in the labs, and it's a two-way win, where you'll be getting a certification to showcase your skills to the outside world for the recruiters, to know that you are spending some committed time towards learning something new, which is great, and that's the way of displaying them. And as well as you start understanding the roles better, you start understanding what those people do in production instead of just landing in those jobs and learning everything from fresh. And I don't think most of them would like to take such type of people. They think that having a basic knowledge of what's going on in their organization will give better idea for them to adapt easily. So that's where certifications help you. That's where you can understand the fundamentals, like if you're getting a role in Azure, what are the fundamentals in Azure? You can't be a basic person, and I don't think so they'll allow you for the interviews too if you don't have any basic knowledge. So for example, if you take Azure certifications, there are three fundamental levels. Like one will give you a fundamental thing about complete Azure, is at 900. The second one is like for artificial intelligence, AI 900. And the third one is for data related. So you can divide based on your interest. If you want to go on the administrator side, or if you want to go on the artificial intelligence side, or if you want to become a data analyst, so you can make a path, learn a path, and you can start doing those certifications. One by one will give you a clear idea, like what are the things you need to learn, what is the knowledge you'll be gaining, and how are the roles inside that organization. So, and it will start displaying on your LinkedIn profile too, which will bring many people's eyes on your LinkedIn profile, and you will get start noticing. And to be frank, that's how I landed into my new job too, where one of the certifications I'd done was very needed for the role I was doing. So that's how I landed into the job also. So without going and asking for people for jobs, maybe if you start learning and showcasing your skills, the jobs will come start running to you. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and learning public is probably one of the best thing a student or a person who wants to get into tech can do. Because, if they're not able to share what they are into, how is someone going to know that they know this stuff?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Also, like, I've heard that some of the certifications you can get for free. So, what's the procedure for that to get the vouchers for these certifications?
Presently, there are many companies that are offering certifications for free. Like if you take, for example, Azure, they are giving many certifications for free if you attend some of the sessions of their programs which are currently happening. They have like 6 to 7 certifications which you can take. Like you'll be getting a coupon and you can select whichever the certification you want to take. And presently, there is one for service now. Within July 31st, you can get the foundational level. Like if you are using the snow and all, you'll be getting the foundational level vouchers where you can get into the videos of which they have recorded, and you can do the hands-on on the lab and as well as get the certifications. And there's one for the pager duty too. And apart from that, if you're trying out for Google, I think there are a lot of things that are happening in the quick labs. They are providing many opportunities like Google Summer of Code or Google Faculty, and there are many programs happening where you can enroll yourself and they give you quick lab credits. You can complete those labs and you'll be getting some badges as well as swags, and you'll be getting more than that. Instead of I think people get attracted to the swags and start enrolling themselves. In the end, they'll start completing it and learning it too. It's like a two-way thing, and you'll be learning many things, and you'll be encountering many errors, which you'll be discussing in the communities and seeing like how others have solved it, which will bring you closer into the communities, and you'll be getting many new friends, and you'll be understanding what they are doing and what other opportunities they are taking. As me as a person, I can't be doing everything at once. So, and if you take for AWS, there is AWS Community Builder, where they are giving out all the coupons. And for women who want to get back into work, there is a program called She Days. So they are giving free coupons, certifications, and Google courses also freely. So many things happening. Like you need to have the zeal to learn new things and search new things. So there are opportunities are like stars, many opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of opportunities which we have right now is just immense. It just depends on the people if they want to get into it or not. And I've seen a lot of people just participating in these even just because they'll be getting swags or maybe good stipend. But I don't usually follow that. I feel that the knowledge that you'll be gaining through these programs
Exactly.
is going to benefit you a lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you've been into this IT industry for a quite long time. So what was
Yes.
your initial spark when you got started with it?
Initially, I started my journey as an administrator. So after administrator, I worked in an organization, and then I had to quit there when I had to give birth to my daughter. I took a gap of 1.5 year, and then I came back, and then that's when I started becoming a little closer into VMware certifications, where I got an opportunity since I was a returnee from back. There were some opportunities from the company VMware to upskill the women who are coming back to the work. So that's where I completed all three levels of VMware certifications from the company VMware, and then I landed in a job in IBM. So after IBM, I started a job in Dell now. So even though I was in a break, I never stopped my learning journey. I started upskilling. I started learning new things. I started using variety of tools which were available for in the open community. That's how you should be. Like you can't stay at one place and expect things to happen at an own pace. You need to do things at what is happening, and you need to keep collaborating with the people. Main thing is like understanding what is happening in the outside world, not being in a silos, and thinking that coming back to the work will be easy. You need to have the current idea what is going on outside, what are the tools they're using. For example, when I was a admin, I had less usage of the ServiceNow Snow. When it is a tool used to get tickets, and we need to use the tool efficiently to complete our work. So presently now somebody is giving those type of certifications freely. So now if you're going to enter into it like an admin, maybe you can take those certifications to know how you need to use those tools. Maybe you'll be getting KT when you get into the job and all, but instead of being a blank, you'll be having some knowledge, right? Like that gaining of knowledge, that gaining of new things, that spark should never die in you. That's how you can proceed in your life. Should be always ready to learn new things, adapt to the new tools. That's how you can survive in the industry, in the ever changing industry here.
That is great. So the technologies are like just coming up so much right now. So how were the things before and how it is it now? How much has technology changed according to you?
Technology has changed a lot. Previously, if you take it like 10 years back, I don't think so data was available for anyone from anywhere. And that's the main thing here happening. And you can save your costs, saving your data on the cloud side also. And now the technology is completely shifting over to the cloud, and they're migrating all the systems to the cloud. There are a lot of benefits because of this. Like now in the 21st century, I think the data is becoming the best thing, and it's like an oil. Data is like an oil here. Like all the things, whatever you are needing is data, and that should be secure, and it should be saved easily, and it should be easily available for anyone who's accessing it. It's become like a lifeblood. It's rapidly growing, and digital experience is opening up new opportunities for people. Like it's like a competitive. It's gaining a competitive edge. For example, if an online retailer, he wants to sell some products, and he wants to need some information like which product is going better, and why they're taking those products, and how they are storing those products, or what is making the customer to buy those products more. All this is data all this is data, and you can get the data with your fingertips if you have everything in your organization. And that will give more importance to those products, and they'll start advertising those products more, making more sales in the products. It's like data has become a lifeblood to the organizations nowadays. And there are a lot of advantages for the cloud computing. Like now everyone is shifting to cloud, like they're storing all their data on cloud. It's like they're having a lot of cost savings. Previously, if there was a startup which had to happen, they need to invest a lot of things on the startup, like for the infrastructure and everything. And now with the fingertips, you can create a cloud infrastructure, everything, and you can start off with your startup. So that's how the technology is changing nowadays. Anything can everything should happen within few minutes. That's the mindset of the people nowadays, and that's where the cloud is coming to help.
Cloud definitely is going to be the future. It is actually.
Yes,
It is. So,
because of the flexibility and mobility and the
low
insights we get from
maintenance.
the cloud. Yes, low maintenance, and you can get freedom and flexibility whenever you want, wherever you want. You can access your data, and it's secure. Like uh, nobody can access your data apart from you. There are a lot of rules which can be set. So that's how it's gaining importance in our everyday lives.
And I feel the best thing about cloud is that you just need to pay for the services that you'll be using, and you don't have to pay extra again. Maintenance comes under this also. It just makes your whole
Exactly.
work so much easier, and the flexibility you get, you can work from anywhere, and collaboration,
Exactly.
definitely that.
And loss preventions also, like if there is any loss happening for your data, and you can easily back it up. And previously there were no such type of options available. And it, even if you save it on your cloud based server, and if something happens, there is already a disaster recovery protocols available, and your data will be available within few minutes of data loss. So that's how it's been great, and it's growing rapidly in the places like sustainability. Like there are a lot of uses if you keep talking about the cloud.
You can just talk about it all day. Cloud has so
Yes,
many opportunities in it. Okay,
exactly.
so do you feel that you have had to work harder than the male colleagues to advance in your career? And what advice would you give to a younger woman who's starting her career in the IT industry?
Maybe I didn't have much trouble before I was married, because I had someone to cook and take care of my home, and I had the whole freedom to explore all new things. But then after I was married, my priorities changed, and I made sure that I had time for my family as well as for my work. And even now I make sure that I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I make sure that I spend extra time with her, and I don't see that she is left alone. And I divide my time, and my time management makes me more efficient in daily tasks. Like I spend more every day 1.5 hour in early in the morning to read new things and learn new technology. And after that I start my daily work with my home. So being in this COVID situation, I think I started learning that once my time management is proper, I can do anything I want, and there's no limit for it. And I started gardening too. In the between, I started growing vegetables, fruits, everything in my home, and I take care of my kid. And basically women are born with the multitasking, and I don't think nobody needs to teach them. We'll be thinking something, and we'll be talking something, and we'll be writing something. So that's how we are all born with it. Maybe it'll be tough initially in the initial days, but once you're adapted, and once you know the time management and how and when to spend your time, and where you're wasting your time, and that's how you can manage and complete it. I don't see any series. I am very addicted to series. If I start one series, I don't stop until I complete it. So I've stopped seeing a series. I started seeing where is the time I'm wasting. So that's when I started cutting it down and started investing in a very good manner. I thought I can invest it in a separate way, where I can at least play with my daughter, or make her learn new things, or I started growing vegetables. So I started diverting my mind into a different point. So maybe it'll be tough in the initial days, but then once you're used to it, I don't think so it's tough for any woman. The younger woman, maybe I'll say, don't be hard on yourself when you have taken a break. Like I was hard on myself when I taken a break. Like I had to take it. I didn't have an option. But now there are so many options available, and even if you feel that you don't have any option, at least you have remote working options now. You can balance it both. You can balance your work as well as your family, and you can grow in your career. Maybe when you have given birth, or when you have taken care of anyone old, you need to take a break of 1 or 2 years. And now that gap is not a big bad thing that was happening initially when we were into the IT and all. When we had gaps, there were people who was to reject the resumes based on the gap we had, and that scared us the hell out of us, and we didn't want to take gap, and we used to struggle to make everything proper. And now the gap is normalized, and you can see, like even if you're trying to put into your LinkedIn, and there is a specific part of the LinkedIn where you can specify why you have taken gap, and there are some reasons also available. So the gap is normalized. It's completely okay to take gap if you want it for your mental health or taking care of people, but don't be hard on yourself. Being a woman, you're away from the opportunities. And now as I see that 10 years ago women didn't have so many opportunities, and now to generalize the new gender equations, they are creating more opportunities for women. So don't be thinking that being a woman you'll be left out. Maybe you need to work little more harder to balance your home and your office. But it's not a tough job, and we are seeing millions of women who are doing it now with fingertips, easy in the fingertips. They're trying to do it. I don't think it's a tough job.
That is really good to know. So you have come to a very long way now. There must be a lot of ups and downs that you might have faced. So what is the most important lessons that you have learned all over your career that you would like to share with the listeners?
More The most important thing that I learned was never be resting. If you're resting, you'll be rusting. So always keep learning new things so that they won't be a place when people won't notice you. They always keep noticing you because you're up to date with the things happening outside your world. Not don't be just like, okay, I've got a job or I've got an engineering seat or I'm doing my BCom BE, what is that, whatever it is. Don't stop at that point. Start learning, collaborating, and keep talking to new people. Keep going into community meetings and keep chatting with new people. That's how I started learning and getting many opportunities. I got one nano degree, two nano degree opportunities called from Bertelsmann. There, the applications are like nearly 3 lakh applications have been sent, and there are only 1,000 people selected for the first round. And you need to show your work to be selected, like 300 selected for the second round. You'll be given a full scholarship, nano degree scholarship. So I was one of them for two nano degrees for the cloud and as well as the cloud native technologies. So that's when I met people from all around the world, and we are still keeping in touch through LinkedIn and through the power of the social networking. So I learned many new technologies there, and that's when I started seeing that there are so many things you can learn through communities. Because of those opportunities, we were given a lot of projects to work upon, and we were not given complete instructions to do it, and it is not available anywhere in the net. So I had to collaborate with people, I had to go through the trouble, and I had to see where I was stuck. So it showed me so many points. It gave me a new insight, like how will a production incident which happens, or how can you monitor new things. So many new things were learned in such projects. So that's where the work which I'm doing now, it gave me insights. Since I was into those scholarships, it gave me insights into this type of work. And since I showcased that I completed so many things, even though I didn't apply, people started approaching me for those job opportunities. So we saw you have completed so and so things, so we're interested to offer you this type of jobs. So it showcases your skills, and someone notices you that you are keeping up some part of your life apart from your work to do something new and to contribute somewhere new. So that is important. Not only the work what you're doing, apart from the work, what are the things you're learning. That's the more important. That's the one suggestion I can give. Start start seeing what opportunities you get, and whatever opportunity you get, whether you like it or not, just try it out. Once if you try it, you can say that you don't know when and where it will be used. Presently I had some Canva workshop. I was like hesitant in the present, hesitant thinking why should I join Canva workshop and all, and it was a 3 4 days workshop where I joined. And then after few months, or we had a competition in Dell for the SRE logo. Like we had a logo which had to be prepared. So I used my Canvas skills there, and I prepared, and we our team got the best logo selection, and we got a prize also from the Dell. So you don't know when and where your skills will be utilized. So that's how, it's a live example I can tell you. So if you get an opportunity, just jump into it. Then think later about it whether you like it or not. Just complete it. That's what I feel.
That's great. I guess we can wrap up today's session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time and sharing your journey with us. And
Thank
to all the listeners, stay tuned because we're going to come up with many more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
thank you.